As I've already mentioned, one of the most common things I hear from clients and frustrated tappers is that they don't know what to say when they tap. This is what I'm teaching you right now with the setup statement and the reminder phrases, and it's really quite simple. The final step before actual tapping is to create these reminder phrases. Like the setup statement, it's a way to keep you connected to the issue as you're tapping. It's important to stay tuned in since this will enhance your results. These are the short statements that you say aloud as you tap through your points. They can be as simple as one word or as complex as a full sentence. It's up to you how you like to word things. Many people new to tapping dislike or feel uncomfortable with the focus on negative wording. There is method to this madness, however. The idea of the negative wording is to meet yourself where you are right now. If you rush forward into positive wording, it won't work, or it won't work as well, because you're continuing in essence to brush things under the rug and to not allow the real issue and feelings to emerge. It's like you be lying to yourself about your present feeling. Stating the negative out loud will not make it happen, like the opposite of affirmations or something. It's more about facing what you're actually really feeling anyway, in order to bring it into the light so that you can clear it. As you continue tapping, you can later move into more positive wording. That's a little bit more advanced, but you can only do that when it's really congruent with how you feel. If you're somewhat new to tapping or haven't ever been formally taught how to tap, I recommend that you write down your reminder phrases so that you can keep on track as you tap. Once you're comfortable with this, you'll likely find that you won't need to write them down anymore. You'll just naturally start to find your words for these statements. You'll kind of get the hang of it the more you do it. If you've been following along with your worksheet, then you've already created the setup statement using the formula. From this setup statement, you can easily pull out some reminder statements. Reminder statements or phrases can be single words or phrases. I recommend keeping it simple since it can become a bit awkward to use full sentences for each point, but you can certainly do that if you like though. If you feel more comfortable with sentences, you can also break them down over the different points. I'll show you how to do that in just a sec. You can also keep repeating the same thing. Repetition is fine for tapping. Or you can say the same thing in a slightly different way. It's up to you how freeform you want to make it. And a little note about the reminder statements. If you've watched any online tapping videos or scripts, people do this in so many different ways. Some use more of a stream of consciousness approach, while others stick solidly with the issue, repeating it over and over and over. Others have cleverly worded reminder statements. Some are focused on more negative, others use mostly positive wording. To get you started in self-tapping, I recommend following the approach I've laid out for you here. You can change that as it suits you and as you get further into your tapping. Following is an example of different ways that you could create reminder phrases for the same issue. Remember that you're already thinking these thoughts. It's just a matter of saying them out loud as you tap. So an example would be if your tapping statement is, like we did in the last example, even though I feel embarrassed, angry, and frustrated that I can't buy what I want to, and I feel that in my chest and shoulders, I love and accept myself as best I can. So the reminder phrases, if you're just going to use short statements, might be something like this. So you basically use all the notes you've made so far about your issue, and it's likely that you've got a lot of reminder words that you can use. You do not need to use all different statements. You can stick with similar ones or even the same one over and over until it feels cleared. So for example, the top of the head, this embarrassment. Inside of the eyebrow, this anger. Outside of the eye, I feel so frustrated. Under the eye, I can't buy what I want. And I'm just using his phrases from the boxes. Under the nose, this feeling in my chest. Chin, this feeling in my shoulders. Collarbone, I feel so embarrassed. Under the arm, I feel so frustrated. And the wrist, I can't buy what I want. So that's one way to do it. Another way would be to use a sentence, but just to break it up over the points. So it's just kind of like you're talking, but you just move from point to point as you go. So it could be, I feel embarrassed, and then inside the eyebrow, and angry, outside of the eye, and frustrated under the eye, that I can't buy what I want under the nose. And I feel it in my chest and the chin and my shoulders, the collarbone. I can't buy what I want under the arm. And I feel it in my chest and shoulders and the wrist, all the ways that I'm feeling this. So note that this interim step of writing down your reminder phrases is something that you can continue to do as long as you'd like. The more you practice using the system, the easier and more natural it will be for you to be able to write down your DIY tapping formula and the setup statement, and then to simply create the reminder phrases from it without having to write them down each time. It really gets easier. You'll see how quickly and naturally the process unfolds after you've used it for just a short while.